Like if Matt Zollers performed well, then I would have maybe said, oh, maybe he can with some additional seasoning in the off season. Maybe he can be ready. But that wasn't my take going into the game, and it certainly wasn't my take coming out of it.
Yeah, I still don't think that, let's say you give Matt Zollers a full off season, all of spring, all of the off season, all of the fall camp, and he is the number one guy. I think it would be better than what we saw today. Like, I'm not going to argue that, or saw on Saturday. Like, I think that Matt Zollers would look probably head over heels better than what he looked today, but I still don't think that's good enough right now. And I don't want to give up on the blue chip guy that you spent a ton of money on, a ton of hours on, a ton of time on. I don't want to give up on him right now, but if you can find a guy that's a senior, like best case scenario, you find a QB in the transporter that's senior, going to go win you a lot of games next year, and Matt Zollers uses his redshirt year. But also, I'm at the point, and we've talked about this, I don't care about the future. All I care about is 2026, and then I'll worry about 2027 after that, and 2028 after that. If there's a quarterback, and he's the best quarterback you can get, and he's better than Matt Zollers, and he's a sophomore with 3 years of eligibility left, you go get him. I don't care. If he has 2 years of eligibility left, like if he is better than Matt Zollers, you go get him. And then if he's not, maybe it's the Bo Pribula situation. Maybe he's not as good as you thought, or maybe he comes back next year and Zoller beats him out. Like there should be no like quarterback that you are guaranteed as the starter year to year for the future. Like it shouldn't be Matt Zoller's job in 2027 for sure. Just go out and get the best guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a real disconnect between what we think of guys when they're high school players and when they have stars by their name and they come in and we have these expectations, but then you get here and then you're just another guy that's here. Like it's more than that with NIL now because certain guys are going to be, rated more prominently because of what they're being paid. But at the same time, the job in the SEC is too important, and especially at this position, to play somebody just because they're making the most money or because, well, it's just, we're paying him already. We got to see what we have in him. Like you have to be willing to take the sunk cost if you get a guy on campus and he's not that guy. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with Matt Zollers. Mm-hmm. He was never supposed to play this year.
No.
The fact that we saw him as much as we did only occurred because of, a freak injury to Sam Horn in the first game on his first play.
Yeah.
And then Bo getting injured like he did. So, like, I don't think it's fair to judge Zollers on that and say he'll never turn into anything, but it's too important of a position. I don't even think that coming into, had this year been more normal, where like Horn and Bo kind of duke it out, one of them wins, but the other one doesn't suffer a catastrophic injury, and Zollers is the third string backup that we never hear a peep from. I don't think we're coming into next year going, oh, you got to give the reins to Matt Zollers. No, we're like, yeah, he's got maybe a little bit of a better chance to impress in a competition.
Yeah.
This time around. And Drink talked about it in August that it was a 3-man race, kind of continuing to pay his due to Zollers and respect the work he was putting in. Nobody ever thought he was going to win the job. I think it would kind of be similar to that next year, but you would have at least that year under your belt if you're Matt Zollers. We're getting twisted from seeing him play and play poorly. Like he didn't play well this year. We saw 2 good drives from him, really. The drive at the end of the bowl game before the helmet comes off, which, by the way, the Brett Brown throw was as good of a throw as you could hope for. That would have been like a carry him off the field Rudy type moment. If
they might have made a movie about that.
That would have been so cool. But no, Zollers looked good on that in the hurry up. And I was going to mention the same situation, the drive at Vanderbilt when they end the game at the half-inch line.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good drive under the hurry up. I don't know why they can't employ more of that. Just run tempo. Like if that's what your quarterback needs, like make that. You don't have to pretend that the situation is something that it's not, but you can say like this is what we want to do as an offense. Lots of teams in college do it, and it keeps the defense on their heels. So
I'll add one more
if that's an aspect of it.
The opening drive against Mississippi State.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And his recognition of the player being offsides, and there's no play call there. That was just, hey, when a guy jumps offside, that's two true freshmen, by the way, recognizing a situation, jumps offside, Lubide, get down there, and I'm going to throw it up to you because it's a free play. Like, he does things that make me think, like, in his awareness, that down the road he could be special. But I cannot leave that up to chance for 2026. It's too damn important of a role to just say, I like some of your traits, and I'm scared what might happen if, we replace you for the coming season. You might want to leave. That's just college football. You cannot bring this guy as your number one next year unless you know that he will be ready to get you to compete at the highest level of the SEC. If not, you know what? There's a lot of money freed up from Bo Pribula. I know that you have other roles to fill on the defense and on the offensive line, but you can go buy a quarterback, and I do not care. I don't have a preference of whether he's a senior and a one-year guy or he's a multi-year guy.
I agree.
do not care about scaring off Matt Zollers. I don't know how many people are going to say that, and it's not an anti-Matt Zollers take that I say it. It's just a recognition of how quickly things change when we're talking about recruiting high school players to getting them into your system and into your program and having them turn into bona fide guys. And then you can turn around and find examples of like a Trinidad Chambliss who was playing D2.
Ferris
Now
State.
he's in the college football playoffs tomorrow night. So, and he's a big reason that they're there. So, like, you just got to be right at the quarterback position. Excuse me. It's like we both have COVID today.
Yeah.
You got to be right at the quarterback position. And if that doesn't look the same as you thought it looked when Matt Zollers was a senior in high school, well, we're 2 years later. That's fine. You don't have to cling to, a vestige of what you thought it could be. And it's not even saying we're writing off Matt Zollers yet. But under normal circumstances, you would not have come in if it was Horn and Pribula won the battle, but then he didn't play well and transfers, and Horn goes to be a Dodger. You wouldn't have come in under those circumstances and said, hey, Matt Zollers is going to be our one. We're just going to bring in a backup in the portal. No, because you would have never seen him. Well, we did see him, and we didn't really like what we saw on the whole. So you don't treat it like we've got this guy in-house ready for 2026. You say developmental project that we really, really like, but if he's going to win the job in 26, it's because he's going to beat out a guy that we're paying a lot of money to come in here and be quarterback for us. And if that happens, great. It means he made the leap.
Yeah.
But you don't rig the competition for him to win it. You make it very difficult because of the caliber of quarterback that you go out and acquire in the portal.
And I think as well, Matt Zollers wasn't supposed to play this 2026 either. Like, the hope was that Bo Pribula would be that guy, and with 1 year of eligibility left, would come back and be a Missouri Tiger for 2026 as well. Obviously, that didn't happen, but if Bo Pribula was that dude, he would have been starting over Matt Zollers again in 2026.
Yeah, like if it went well for Bo. And that's what I always said with Drink talking about Zollers as the future of the program. I'm not saying he was lying to the public or lying to the kid if he was telling him that. But it's just one of those things where you're like, mathematically, how does that work? And I think we've talked about this before too, Grant, where I think those conversations have to not be as concrete as we try to have them on the radio. Where like, okay, 26 is going to be this and 27 is going to be this. It's like, hey, dude, you're a baller and your time's going to come here. Stick with us and you will be a starter in the SEC because we see that for your future without like spelling it out for the player.
Yes.
I don't think you can spell it out for the player because of exactly what you said. What if Bo came in here and his rushing upside turned into he could game manage and make the short to intermediate throws like we saw against Kansas and South Carolina, and he did it all year long, and he was, a top 10 in the Heisman. And I mean, Zollers isn't starting over that player. So they couldn't have possibly promised him something that now if he's not getting it, he's going to transfer it. Like, I don't think Matt Zollers is going anywhere, but I also think you have to respect the position of your program and say, we've got to get a dude for this year.
I think too, it's like, if you bring in that guy, like let's say you bring in the guy with 2 years of eligibility, I'll be so curious what Zoller's reaction to that is. Like, I think that's when you really find out who this guy is, because I think it's obvious there will be a quarterback brought in. Like, he knows that, but he also knows the caliber of quarterback.
Yeah, what you spend?
Yeah,
that would be my question if I'm him.
Is it Drew Pine being brought in? I mean, obviously Drew Pine will not be brought in, but a Drew Pine-esque, or is it Brendan Sorsby, Sam Levitt, a guy like that?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I know what
I'm saying though. Like I'm saying though. I think like if you're Zollers, if you're Mizzou, and you bring in Drew Pine, I think it's kind of the layup that Matt Zollers will be the starting quarterback, and that's how he'll.
we're both feeling.
Good
it today.
Lord,
I can tell with your voice.
Wow,
I obviously
as I struggle to get through. But like, okay, so how Zollers reacts to that? Drew Pine gets brought in, a guy that's a backup quarterback, career backup quarterback. Zollers will have that swagger of I'm the QB1, I'm the guy in this locker room for the next 8 months until football season actually begins. But if they bring in that Brendan Sorsby, that Sam Levitt, that Dylan Raiola, a guy they'll have to drop $2-3 million on, that guy is going to come in with the swagger of QB1. What does Zollers do? Is he ticked off? Is he mad? Is he kind of moping around going through the motions? Or is he like, I'm going to be the best I can this year, and if it's not me this year, I'm going to be the guy next year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's the way he's going to treat it because, again, he's going to have loads of time. He can be a redshirt quarterback. Like, it doesn't have to be only your freshman year that you redshirt. If he doesn't play 5 games next year, he'll go into 2027 as a redshirt sophomore with 3 years of eligibility. Mm-hmm. So all is well. Can he be patient and recognize that, look, if you transfer, you won't have proven anything. And look, he's not transferring this time. We know he's like Drake said after the bowl game.
He's back.
He said Hardy's back. I guess I trust that as well, although the bowl game optics were really iffy. We'll maybe get to that in a minute. But no, I think that with Zollers, I just don't worry about it because, like, if I'm spending that much emotional energy as a fan thinking about, oh no, what if the guy decides to transfer that we frankly are not feeling comfortable if he's our starter this coming year, then we've lost the plot. Like that. Yeah. If he transfers, then you get somebody. Like it's not. I just am not. I don't care. I don't want to sound like callous about it because I'd love for Zollers to be the guy that develops into the quarterback and is here. And then he was here his whole college career. So I'm not worried about him transferring out after a good season as the starter. Like he'll be here for the long haul. I would love for that to happen. I don't really have an emotional attachment to that happening more than I would. You would say, hey, mystery guest from the portal is going to get you to 10 wins. Screw it. I'll take him. I don't care who he is. I'll find out when he gets here. You cannot cling to like high school players anymore. And because of what you thought about them when they were a high school player. Because if you did that, you would do it with every quarterback that comes in. They're going to get a quarterback in every single class.
Yes.
We don't talk about Gavin Sidwar. Gavin Sidwar is never going to start a game for Mizzou. Like I'm just going to be honest with you. The odds of that are very, very low. Okay. But you do it. This is what you do.
You have
because
to.
Sometimes those guys come in as a 3 or 4 star and they're studs.
Mm-hmm.
But like as a coach, you can't know that until you get them into practice and you see their work habits and you see their arm talent and you see the way they process the game. You can't know that in advance. It's not a video game. So yeah, you got to get a quarterback in every class that you really, really like. And then you get them all on the football field and you see what they're made of. But that's not a reason to hamstring your program and say, yeah, but 2 years ago, I really liked this guy when we signed him, so we need to give him a chance. That's not the way it works in college football. Not anymore.
And if this was 10 years ago, you'd go, yeah, we're going to start Matt Zollers this year. And if he's 5-7, if we go 4-8, that's fine. That's part of the growing pains we'll have.
It's a rebuilding. And that's not a thing in college football. Not
no.
in this conference.
And then once he's a junior, he's going to be a stud. And when he's a senior, hopefully he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Like that's what the building process with Matt Zollers would look like. My concern is, you think of Mizzou's last few quarterbacks, guys that have taken over. Locke took over. He had moments in his freshman year where he looked like a pretty darn good quarterback. He also had freshman moments early on. Connor Bazelak, when he took over the starting job, Connor Bazelak even had moments. You think the LSU game that he leads the game-winning drive. Brady Cook, gosh, I can't get through a sentence. Brady Cook looked good in that Army game. I know Mizzou loses the game, but he showed flashes. Right now with Matt Zollers, I haven't really even seen a flash. Like
I've seen a flash, a play or two.
I've seen
a moment or two.
But not like sustained flashes. All those guys, even the ones that turned out like Connor Bazelak to be bad football players, had more than flashes. They had drives or two, a quarter of good football play. We haven't seen that from Matt Zollers, and especially against Virginia on Saturday, maybe 4 good throws the entire game, and they all came on the last drive of the game. Like that's awful. And I think the most concerning point with Matt Zollers right now is he's not going through reads. He's not going through progressions. He's not anticipating anything.
Miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like,
he only
those things.
And he only throws it. The guy is wide open.
Yeah.
He's not anticipating. Like Louis Riddick broke it down at one point coming out of a break. Showed 3 or 4.
It's almost unfair to Matt Zollers that he's getting broken down that way in his first year with having played a senior year of high school because he got injured. Like he's getting broken down on ABC. For, the fact that he's just not quite ready to play it at this level. But oh my gosh, the learning curve and the ability to like imagine. So we're not as high on Zollers. This is interesting. I would say that we are not as comfortable with the idea of Zollers playing as the QB1 in 2026 as we would have been if we had never seen him this year.
Yes.
Because it's the Family Guy bit where they're in the office and they're like, you can have this new boat or you can have the mystery box. And Peter Griffin says, Lois, I know a boat's great, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. And it's like, we dream on a guy because we don't have anything bad to remember about him because we've never seen him. Because we've seen him and we've seen some things that show he's not ready, we feel like we're more apt to go, I can identify. But those still would have been true had we never seen him. We just wouldn't have known about it. The fact that he did have these experiences, I think, is going to be great for his development. I don't think it's going to be a case where like, it ruins him because they played him too early and now he's in his head. No, I think he can look at that and say, wow, so this is what game speed is. Like, this is what it looks like. I think he's going to absolutely improve as a result of being thrown into the fire this way. I just don't think you can expect that to happen over the course of one off season. And so I think the position is just too important to risk it on. Yeah, maybe it's completely different in 8 months compared to what we're seeing right now from him. So that would be my hope, is that he just learns from it and improves because of it.
So that's what my question was going to be to you. Do you think he developed more playing and struggling and going through this, or would have been better for him to sit and learn in redshirt?
I absolutely think the reps are better than not the reps.
Okay.
For him to like have the experience, because you can think you know what it's going to be like, but then if he went into next year and had little moments where he was thrown in like he was this year, he would have had a whole summer of not ever knowing that. You know what I mean? Like now he's done it and he'll remember it and be like, oh, holy bleep. Like, I didn't know that guy was going to be on me that quick. Like, those dudes are huge and they're not being nice to me like the guys in practice. They're trying to hit me. Like, I just can't imagine that that's anything but a positive for Matt Zollers and his ability to kind of take in what happened. Don't beat yourself up. Like, if you're not, I guess the question would be, well, what if he's not mentally strong enough to handle that and it beats him down? If that's a question you have to ask, he's not the guy anymore. No, not in this sport. Like, you got to be a freak to play, like, mentally up here. You got to be a freak to be able to play at this level and in that position in this league. So, no, I think it's a positive for him.
Now, the thing that if I'm after being negative about him not looking good and just kind of worried, he can spin it. Like, he can spin it with the best of them. The way he throws,
talent,
the arm
strength, yeah.
Yes. It's just about learning, hey, on this little 5-yard dump off, my running back, instead of maybe throwing as hard as I can to him, he's not a great pass catcher. Let me get him a little lob and let him get out in space. Like, it's just the little things about being a quarterback at this level that you have to learn. I think he can. I'm just concerned that if Missouri allowed him the keys to the city next season, things would be bad.
Yeah, no, and like that shouldn't be an expectation on him anyway, because it wouldn't have been the case had this year gone the way that it was supposed to.
Yes.
It's a process of development, and I still think there's plenty of time for that
to
take place with him.
Which is why, to that point, I'm hoping that if it's a senior, if it's a guy, the quarterback they bring in that's the starter, I'm hoping that Zollers realizes that I wasn't supposed to play really until 2027. Like, if Bo was good, I wasn't supposed to play. Now, I would understand if if he came out and he balled out and they win the Vandy game, they win the A&M game, heck, they're in a playoff spot. Like, if he led them to that, yeah, he's obviously the starter this year. And if he wasn't, that's when I think he would deserve to be upset and transfer. But we obviously have not seen that yet. So I just hope he has the right people telling him the right things and that he thinks Missouri's still the right spot for him.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Matt Zollers, whether he'll eventually become good enough and whether he thinks he can stay here. Like, I'm not worried about him at all. It'll work itself out.
I hope it doesn't end up like my NCAA 26 dynasty where he transferred after year 2, then won the Heisman at SMU. So
I mean, I know SMU's got it like that, but I don't think you have to worry about that.
So if he enters the transfer portal at some point and he transfers to SMU,
I will bet him to win the Heisman.
You have to bet him to win the Heisman. Yeah.
Because of this conversation.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break. Missouri made some moves in the coaching transfer portal, and we're going to give you kind of a wish list resolution for what we want to see the Missouri Tigers add in 2026 in the transfer portal. This is the Lou Information Station, and we will be right back.
The Lou Information Station, a whole new way to enjoy content created just for those of us in the St. Louis area. It's a whole new way to advertise and promote your business. Reach out and find out just how different we are. If you're tired of one-sided advertising offerings or your traditional media rep trying to shove digital marketing down your throat, visit louinfo.com and click on advertising. Or email partnerships at louinfo.com for more information.
This is Mizzou wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr.
And I'm Mizzou linebacker Josiah Trotter.
When we hit the field, we have each other's back.
And off the field, we got James Carlton, State Farm covering us.
Thanks, fellas. Nothing beats college football season and nothing beats saving money. Just by getting a quote from our office and mentioning Mizzou, we'll make a donation to support Mizzou's will to win push on your behalf. No strings attached.
So you're supporting the team just by checking your rates. Doesn't get any easier than that.
It's so easy. Check them out online at carltoninsurance.net. MIZ.
ZOU.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you got to be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
With your LouInfo.com news, I'm Jared Cirillo. Boeing awarded an $8.6 billion contract to build fighter jets for Israel. Boeing will produce 25 new F-15s for Israel with an option for another 25. The work will be done at Boeing's St. Louis location and is expected to be complete in 2035. Funeral arrangements are set for a former St. Louis alderman. James Sonderman died Christmas Eve. He was 69. The visitation will be Friday at 5 at the Cuttis Afton Chapel. The funeral mass will be at 10 Saturday morning at St. Gabriel the Archangel. St. Louis Metro Police once again reminding not to ring in the new year with celebratory gunfire. The department issuing its Fun Without Guns initiative. By the way, a first offense is a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a $2,000 fine. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jared Cirillo.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
At Brown and Crouppen, we get that after an accident, money's tight. That's why we offer so much for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital, we'll come to you for free. So call Brown and Crouppen, where we don't get paid unless you do. And your first consultation is free.
Here is your LouInfo.com weather update. The clouds will stick around for this afternoon or high in the low to mid 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy and overnight low will drop down to near 25. First day of the year, we will see partial sunshine mid to upper 30s. Later Thursday night, mainly cloudy and overnight low near 30 and then low 40s on Friday. Highs near 40 with sunshine later Saturday. Sunday, sunshine upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
Hockey parents, be honest. Are your tournaments this season feeling a little unpredictable? You've planned the weekend, booked the hotel, hauled the gear. You deserve a tournament provider that's as organized as you are. And that's where Big Bear Tournaments comes in. No guessing games, no mystery matchups. We proudly list every registered team right on the website. You always know exactly who's in your division. There's great competition, clear communication, and zero last-minute surprises. Make your season smoother. Check out your next tournament at BigBearTournaments.com.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
And welcome back to MIZSTL on the Lou MIZ Central on the Lou Information Station. I'm Grant Salzman. He's Brendan Schaefer. And Missouri made a coaching hire. They're hiring Florida State's John Papuchis, I believe, an assistant coach. He coached special teams and linebackers this year at Florida State and has worked at Maryland, North Carolina, and Nebraska in various special teams and defensive roles. That is per Pete Thamel. Now, two things, Brennan. One, it seems like Missouri's getting a little, the role's unknown, but it seems like Missouri is getting a little special teams help, maybe a babysitter in terms for Eric Link, because it does not appear that he will be let go. The negative is I saw a lot of Florida State fans rejoicing over his departure.
Yeah, I don't really care what Florida State fans are saying, and I'm not ready to say that Eric Link is not leaving. I mean, the bowl game just happened. There's a lot of things that are going to change. So hopefully that's your special teams coordinator, because I don't want Eric Link on the staff, but maybe he will be. And like you said, there's just somebody else to kind of help out with picking up some slack in some areas. I think more than anything, they just need better personnel for special teams. But yeah, I think that the coaching was obviously something that needs to be adjusted. So if that's the adjustment, I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, I think part of it was your kicking situation was terrible, which is not really Eric Link's fault. I'm not going to be upset with him over that. But secondly, your punter was terrible. Wesselman, right?
Wesselman was awful.
Awful.
He's the worst punter. He's the worst punter I've ever seen at this level.
Yes.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
In particular,
absolutely terrible.
I don't think there's been a good punter Mizzou's had in the Eli Drinkowitz era. I can't name one off the top of my head.
In the Eli Drinkowitz era,
like Luke Bauer was okay.
Nah, he wasn't even really the punter.
He threw a cool touchdown pass.
He did throw a cool touchdown pass, and that counts for something.
Yes, that
counts for something.
That will never be forgotten. He's a Mizzou legend just for that. But that's where I go in the special teams are terrible. Like the little things are really bad. The blocking on field goals and extra points, that's not a personnel issue. That's a being bad issue.
Yes.
The returns are terrible. Lots of penalties on returns. The kickoffs aren't great. They're scared to kick off. They pooch punt. They drop kick. They do a lot of silly things. It's penalties on punt returns. Like giving up the 2 fake punts this season was just disgusting.
Terrible.
That's all coaching. The missed field goals and the bad punter is what I will say is out of their control. Obviously, they can recruit better. The special teams coordinator doesn't really have control over that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to frame it, and to not do anything would be laughable. So I'm hoping we keep getting more information about the role that John Papuchis, however you pronounce that, we'll come to find out, is gonna handle. Yeah.
And it would be great if Eric Link was removed. He is the tight end coach, I believe, and part of a tight end, assistant tight end.
Go anywhere.
Yeah,
he can go.
But there's also, from what I've heard, he's pretty good buddies with Eli Drinkowitz.
Yeah,
which is
time to fire your buddy if you want to level up with your coaching career.
Yeah,
because he's terrible.
I would say it'd be pretty tough to hire friends, like good friends.
He's so tough. Yeah,
because then it'd be easy to hire them.
Yeah, that's the easy part. The tough part is when it goes as disastrously as special teams did this year, and you go, I might need to have somebody that knows what they're doing, coaching this position.
Also, that speaking of special teams, that Oliver Robbins field goal, it
was so funny.
I'm struggling. Oh yeah, it was so obvious that was not going to go in.
He just hit it dead straight,
with a little bit of fade, and it went. I would like to wager that it was the most somebody has ever missed a 42-yard field goal in a competitive football game.
Oh, college level or above, I agree. High school, you'll see some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, not high school. Like a not block, college and above. I don't think anyone has ever missed a 42-yard field goal that poorly.
I think. What was the length of the field goal that? Who was it that kicked in the NFL this year and didn't even make contact with the ball?
Oh yeah, Younghoe Koo missed the ball.
Was that Younghoe Koo?
Yeah,
I thought that he missed the ball completely to where I believe it was ruled a turnover on down.
Yes, it was.
Not
it was
even
ruled a sack.
Field goal attempt.
Yeah.
So that might be the only. I don't know the yardage on that field goal, but yeah, it was horrific. But I don't think he could have kicked it straighter. It was just dead straight. But it's like he forgot that he wasn't centered to the goalpost.
How many more games does Mizzou win with Blake Craig?
I think they probably win Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
I know what the final score was. So, but you can't just look at that. I think they probably win Vanderbilt, and I'd have to go back to the Alabama game and think about that a little bit. But Vanderbilt for sure, I think would be one.
Probably this game as well.
Yes, I think that's probably accurate.
Mizzou had a few opportunities where they could have kicked the field goal.
Like they were built as a team that was going to run the ball really successfully, which they did. But then, I think Eli Drinkwitz was kind of licking his chops that anytime they got inside
the 40,
get to the 40-yard line, you got 3 points. And I think Blake Craig might have been that damn good.
Yeah,
we saw the strength of the leg, and then it was just about the consistency. Last year, his consistency inside a 40 or whatever it was weirdly not very good.
It was inside 40 to 49. Yeah.
Inside of 50, but longer than 40 was the weird range for him. But yeah, I think they would have used the crap out of him this year. And it would have probably always rather go for 4th downs, but there would have been more points scored because of it. Yeah.
And I think that is a big, a very underrated thing that Missouri will be getting back is Blake Craig.
Which, by the way, I do blame coaching for Blake Craig's injury.
Yes.
You cannot, if you're not there to ensure that disaster doesn't strike, what are you there for? Coaching that position. Hey, bud, it's an FCS school. Don't tackle. It's one of those things that maybe you don't think about it until it happens to you. Tough.
Don't care.
College, SEC, special teams. You think about it before it happens to you because that's what you're paid to do. You tell him, no, you're not going to make a freaking tackle in an FCS game. juice, not worth squeeze. Simple. And so, yeah, I 100% blame Eric Link and Eli Drinkwitz for that.
Yeah, what I want to see this year from Blake Craig. One, I don't even care if he does kickoffs. Two, kick it as far as you can. Make sure it goes out of the end zone. If it doesn't, you go back, you pick up the tee, and you run off the field. We can give up. We're fine 11 on 10. You're not helping much anyway.
Particularly in an FCS game.
All games. I don't care.
I do care. I think I think to just say, well, we're going to play 11 on 10 because then we're going to give up a touchdown. I don't need him tackling in general.
Yes.
It absolutely cannot be an option in an FCS game. It's ludicrous that it happened the way that it did.
One of the more insane things I think I've ever seen on a football game. And Mizzou, if I'm correct, was up like 21, 28 points by that point.
Yeah, it was heinous.
Okay, transfer portal opens Friday in the new year. What is your resolution for Mizzou? Your wish list, maybe a late Christmas present. Where are the positions, the pieces that you think are of most urgency for the Missouri Tigers?
Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line. I don't know if that's the order of the three. I'd probably put offensive line above wide receiver.
Go five. Give me five in order. Your five most urgent needs.
I'll put quarterback number one.
Okay.
An elite quarterback can change the trajectory of your program.
Yes.
That's number one.
It can cover up a lot of blemishes if you have a really good quarterback.
So that's number one. I don't care if that's like, if you're like, well, Zollers might be. No, quarterback's number one. I'm not going to debate it. Offensive line number two, protect your quarterback. Wide receiver number three, get somebody to throw the ball to. And like, I could argue that you would look at a defensive area above linebacker, like pass rush maybe, but they've got a lot of good guys that are coming back there. So probably not that. Secondary, probably give or take on wide receiver there, because they still will be a run first offense, I think, but you want dudes. And if Alubade were to transfer, then that would be wide receiver would be instantly a lot more important.
But I'm always kind of like, well, you've got the one superstar, so you're at least covered there. So cornerback probably, safeties. Like I think you need them both. Would be toward the tail end of my top five there.
What
am I
missing,
Grant?
I think the O line is a big one. You mentioned that.
That's my number two.
Especially the interior D line. Yeah, because you're losing Webb, you're losing McClellan. I think the pass rushers will be fine, but and if Trotter stays your linebacker core, find another guy, you'll be fine. The defense is the DBs and the interior.
Interior D line is a great call. I just want to add, like, they have had an identity of stopping the run, and like those big boys in the middle probably don't get enough credit for the work that they do in establishing that identity. They help the linebackers be able to clog things up before the linebackers can get there. So 100%, that's a good position group to bring up.
And I think something that's on my wish list that I cannot recall the last time Missouri had one of these guys. I want a track star, but not in the Marquise Johnson track star. Not a guy that you throw it 60 yards to downfield because he's just go, go, go. I want one of those gadget track stars. You know, your 5'10", 5'11" receiver that plays the slot, and you throw screens to him, and when he's in the open field, he's dangerous. Like almost, he's a running back size, a skinny, tiny guy that can go deep too. He's great at that type of thing, just burning, but he's so good in the intermediate short routes. Like, when is the last time Missouri's had a guy like that, if ever?
Yeah, I was hoping that we would see more Demarion Folks in the bowl game.
And it's kind of
because I wanted to know if he could be like that, or if they need to get somebody like that, you know, because he looked like he had some juice on a couple of returns.
Yeah.
But we didn't really see him mix into the offense as much as I thought we might. And like, God bless him, but I didn't need to see a lot of Xavier Lloyd in the whole game. He made a catch in the first quarter. I was like, I guess let him have his moment, but after that, you know.
And like, you think of some of the great receivers, Theo Weiss, big body guy. Luther Burden, like, not a big body guy, and yes, he's a do-it-all track star, but he's more of the he's Luther Burden. Like, he's not obviously I would take 100 of those, but I would just love to see a guy in the slot that's just fast, techie, can run good routes and get the ball in his hands in open space, and he's dangerous. Because I wouldn't really call Marquise Johnson dangerous in open space.
No, he wasn't like a change of direction guy,
No.
kind of quick twitch. He really didn't have that.
The best part of Marquise Johnson was when the ball wasn't in his hands.
Yeah.
Like running the route, running the go route. I'm like, what's the Oklahoma receiver? He caught the 80-yard pass against us with the S. Like somebody that kind of fits that profile.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
Let me find his name.
I don't really think his name matters. I think we can keep moving.
That's true. You're right. I just that's a guy I want. Jamal Roberts staying or leaving. How much does that impact what you want from the running back room?
Not a ton. Like, I think I want him to stay, but if he did leave, I would get, I'd try to convince Marquise Davis to come back for a little more money than he would have had. But otherwise, like, yeah, I don't think I would be prioritizing that position above some of the other ones that we've named. I think it would just be a really good bonus to have him.
Oh, yeah. He helps out, like, to your point, he helps out Ahmad Hardy a lot. Just with, you think he hits the holes a little quicker, and I've started to agree with that. The Oklahoma receiver was Isaiah Satanga, by the way.
I'm so glad you looked that up.
I found it.
I was really worried that we weren't going to get that.
Well, let's play that game. Jamal Roberts staying or leaving?
Staying.
Damon Wilson staying or leaving for the NFL draft probably would be. You think?
Draft. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a chance he's not? I think it'd be crazy.
I think there's a chance he stays higher than you think.
That'd be awesome.
Josiah Trotter staying or leaving?
Staying.
Okay.
I'm hopeful. I don't know that I have any reason to be, but I'm going to try to be positive. I was negative on, I say negative. It's great for anybody that's going to get a chance to go pro because it's big for the program, big for the player. But with Trotter, it's like you're young enough. You could come back.
Yeah.
You get paid well to come back.
He might get paid more at Missouri than he would being a second or third round draft pick.
He might.
Are there any other names I'm missing of guys that? Yeah, Luke Bidet staying or leaving?
I'm going to say staying, but I'm ready to be hurt.
I think he's going to stay.
I hope he stays.
I think he's going to stay too.
I love that kid.
I don't think other than that, there's really a lot of names that Missouri fans are worried about.
Like I saw Johnny Williams is transferring. He was depth at tackle.
That's what I mean.
Just didn't really play enough. Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys that have made an impact at this level that are transferring that Missouri fans are worried about. Like, there's not a lot of production they're losing to the transfer portal. Maybe Matt Zollers. Like, I would be shocked. Drink said he's coming back. I trust that he's coming back.
Yes, I don't. I would almost start laughing if it happened because it would be so absurd for like him to come out and say like he's coming back. Like Nick Rodriguez, Drink was like, "You're staying, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm staying." So I don't worry about the guys that he said definitively, but he didn't list off Alubide in that list. So
What about Ahmad Hardy? Any worry after the little spat?
Yeah, and he said Hardy's staying. I am a little worried. That would be embarrassing to Eli Drinkwitz if he left. That's all I'm saying. Like my prediction is Hardy will be back. It would be an embarrassment to the coach if he's not back.
And if Ahmad Hardy transfers because of he didn't get the ball on a 4th and 1 in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl,
right, that would probably be a little bit weird. And I don't think it's happening, but I think he was a competitor who was frustrated about the game, just like all of us, except for he was the one actually playing in it, and so he's allowed to, feel that way, rather than me on my couch feeling that way. Like he's certainly entitled to feel that way, and I hope that Eli Drinkwitz learns a lesson from it because it was piss poor.
Yes, it was disgusting.
Stop doing stupid stuff. Give Ahmad Hardy the effing ball.
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I think Missouri gets too cute. 4th and 1. After Ahmad's gotten you down there, just run the ball.
Was there a time this year where we had a 4th and 1 and gave it to Hardy and it didn't work? It seems like instead we just never give it to him.
Yes.
It's like either he's not on the field or we don't, or we run something else.
A QB draw.
The reason I say I don't know if there was a time where it happened, Grant, is because I said all year, if you go for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and it's a straight handoff to Hardy and he doesn't get there, I tip my cap.
Fine.
But I never got to tip it because they never freaking did it.
It's so frustrating. How many times would we see? I would say 70% of the times Ahmad Hardy gets, even if he gets met in the backfield, he falls forward for 1 or 2 yards. I wonder how many negative runs he had.
Exactly right. And I would be sad. I'm sure it did happen at some point. Maybe it was a game I was at, and so I wasn't thinking. I got to tweet about it right now. Like, I just cannot get over that. I would do it if you have 10 4th and 1s or 4th and 2s. I'm giving them to Hardy on 9 of the 10.
Yes.
And it feels like they were more about, 4 or 5 out of every 10. And it's just asinine. Don't do it next year. Don't do it next year. It gets me fired up, man, because I feel like you lost games on decision making in those moments.
I have a 4-hour car ride to Branson. I am going to find how many
today.
Going to Branson today? Yes.
What do you do?
Little New Year's Eve family trip.
Oh, okay.
I've never been before. I'm excited. We're seeing Silver Dollar City tomorrow.
Like, it's like a theme park. Isn't it like outdoors?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 55 degrees tomorrow in Branson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Christmas lights still up. It's gonna be fun.
Wow, fun.
But I say that because I'm not driving. My father is, thankfully.
Okay.
And I am going to find what should the criteria be? Should it be 3rd and 2s and less, and then include 4th and 2s and less? Or what do you want me to find?
I want 4th down first, because
Okay.
on 3rd down, in theory, you have the ability to operate as though you're going to then change on 4th down.
Yes.
We did a shot play on 3rd and 1 because we knew on 4th and 1 we could run it with Hardy. But then if you don't run it with Hardy, that's why 4th down to me, any 4th and 2, and I would say, I don't even know how difficult this is going to be to find, but like there are moments where they're punting instead of just giving it to Hardy. But more than anything, it's like, did you go for it on 4th down? If you did, and it's 4th and short, did you give it to Ahmad Hardy or did you give it to somebody else? And what's the rate of success on when you gave it to Ahmad Hardy versus when you didn't? I would be very curious.
I'm
Maybe
so
we're
curious.
overblowing the problem.
Yes.
Maybe this wasn't really as much of a thing as it felt like, but yeah.
I'm gonna find this out. Grant Salzman research, ESPN stats.
Oh, wow.
We'll get to the bottom of it quickly here, since this is all we can handle of talking about this team. Missouri basketball hosts the Florida Gators on Saturday. The defending national champions. How bad do you think it'll be?
20 plus points.
20
I
plus
don't even
points?
know how good Florida really is this year.
They're above average.
Yeah, they're not like they were last year though, right?
No.
Looks like they're ranked in the top 25, but just barely. Yeah, it'll be 15 plus point loss. It's at home too, so like maybe you think it would be better than that, but it won't be. I'm very, very low on what we're going to see from this basketball team, and my frustration with Dennis Gates is kind of high right now. So show me something, Dennis. Show me I'm overreacting.
Yeah, I mean, if they came out and win, let's just throw that out there. What would you? How big of a flip would it be?
It would be a massive flip. I need to see one thing from this year's team, and like since I've seen nothing, and we've only seen them play like 3 games. And the results of those games have been horrific. I don't have the mental capacity of like, it's a trajectory that we're on and it's going to get better. Like, the bottom maybe hasn't fallen out of this team yet. Like, we don't know because you play, most of your non-conference schedule against teams outside the top 200 in KenPom. Just a bunch of also rans that sometimes you struggle to even beat those. So I one data point in the positive would change a lot for me. It really would.
And I've seen people say like, even if they go 9-9, 10-8, 11-7 in the SEC, they can't make the tournament. That's wrong.
Oh, crap.
Like,
it's wrong.
like if they go 10-8, even 9-9, maybe in the SEC, people forget. The committee forgets about losses that happen in December. Normally, if you lose like good teams in December and November, they normally forget that they happened. If you're playing well in the conference play, so like. If they go 10-8 in the SEC, they will get into the NCAA tournament.
I agree.
Like, I don't think that'll happen, but like people are like they have no shot. Like they'd have to go 12-6. Like that's not true at all.
I agree with you. I think a winning conference record puts you. You'd have enough quality wins if you did that to be in a decent spot.
I agree with you. All right, Brendan Schaefer. That is all the time we have for 2025. We'll be back next week as usual in 2026. I hope you have a happy new year.
You too, buddy. Enjoy Branson.
Thank you. I'm excited. Little golf down there. It's gonna be a fun little
5 degrees.
It's gonna be awesome. I'll make sure to send some pictures of the holiday lights happening down there. He's Brendan Schaefer. I'm Grant Salzman. This is the Loot Information Station. Up next, it's Charlie Tuna and the Posse.
After a long day, nothing beats kicking back in a brand new hot tub from St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse.